So what do you remember of those days? I mean, the first question's got to be, you know, what was he like as a dad?
It's very hard to explain. I mean, really, what is any parent like as a parent? To me, he was the greatest, and he is the greatest parent as a role model, as an inspiration, and as a motivator. To me and my siblings, he's our rock and our foundation.
And he a big importance on being kind. That was the thing you took away from him.
For sure, it was the most important thing, I think, to him, is do unto others as you want to do to yourself and to lead by example.
Well, his humanitarian work was, and I think I've read you saying this, was more important to him than the music sometimes.
Yes, I mean, the music was an art, and he definitely enjoyed making the music, but he used that music as a platform to get his real message across, and that's to heal the world and to help others out.
And this is work that you are picking up and continuing.
Yes.
And, you know, he started Heal World. You know, you've gone slightly smaller, but it's a great place to start. And this is Heal LA. Heal World. You know, you've gone slightly smaller, but it's a great place to start. And this is Heal LA, isn't it?
Yes.
So tell us about this.
It's a student organization that a friend of mine and the president of the organization, he started it. It's called Heal Los Angeles. It's at LMU. And we focus on child hunger, child abuse, and homelessness in the Los Angeles area. And we really structured it off of Heal the World, but on a smaller scale to lead by example, to say that, you know, you don't have to be a pop star, you don't have to be somebody very famous to make a difference. You can make a difference just by going out and doing these things by yourself or with a group of friends in your own city.
I mean, it helps to have your name behind it.
Oh, it definitely does.
And he always said to you, be a leader, didn't he?
Yes. And I think it's more than just being a leader, it's leading by example, because you can be a leader, but you can have people that follow you do things that you wouldn't want to do. And that's not a proper leader. So I choose to lead by example. I'm out there volunteering as much as I can. So I choose to lead by example. I'm out there volunteering as much as I can and trying to help and spread the message that this is what should be done.
Yeah.
But he seemed to have real sort of foresight, even when you were little, of where you wanted to go and what you wanted to do. And he knew you were interested in the videos, and you now have got your own production company, and this is King's Son Productions. He would bring people in to speak to you and talk to you, and people that were brilliant in their fields. You were learning from a very young age the key skills that you needed to do this.
Yeah, I mean, when we were younger, he had actually hired a professor from, I can't remember which university, it was either UCLA or USC, and this professor had taught us all about framing and shots and the composition and different tracking shots, and it was a very in-depth class.
Well, you used to watch movies with him and he'd turn the sound down?
Yeah, just to really show the importance that the soundtrack really places in a movie. For example, if you're watching a scary movie, it's not that scary with the sound turned off. And it also really focuses on the visual aspect of the film, just to see what this shot and the way it moves. And we would study other films and of directors that he admired and people that we all really thought were great directors.
And what about Paris, his sister, and Blanket? So their careers, we know that Paris has been modelling in Vogue, CMA Awards, and a movie coming up, Gringo, I think, is the movie. What about Blanket? What's Blanket going to do?
He's really focusing on school right now. He's in high school. He does love film and he wants to be a director, so I think he's really actively going to pursue that and for a higher education in that field. And I think that's where his main priority is right now.
And it must be very important for you three to remain very bonded and very close.
Yes.
Having lived the life that you had.
I mean, I think it's important with any siblings, no matter the life, because when it comes down to it, when my dad raised us, he said no matter who you have in your life, it's the three of you in this room that are going to matter.
And what
when it comes down to it, when my dad raised us, he said no matter who you have in your life, it's the three of you in this room that are going to matter.
And what do you hope that your dad left the world?
Well, besides with the music and a very important message, I would hope that people would take away from what he did and everything that he is that he really wanted to heal the world. Through almost all of his songs and all of his messages, you can see that there's an underlying message of unity, equality, and help.
I always think it's very sad when somebody leaves the world too young, especially when they leave children behind, that it's sad that they miss out on so much. And he would have, although he saw you grow to, I think you were 12, weren't you, when he passed away, that it's so much of your life that he won't get to see, especially when he was so invested in it. Like, knew you wanted to do production, and then he did everything he could to try and make that happen. It's just sad that he can't see where you are now.
Yeah.
Difficult.
It is. But I mean, I think he would be proud of actions that me and my sister, I mean, I think he would be proud of the actions that me and my sister have done. I know that he'll be proud of whatever my brother decides to continue in his endeavors.
The whole fame thing is not something you're massively comfortable with.
I don't know if it's uncomfortable with, it's just that I prefer to keep my, like, I don't have a problem really being in the public eye, but if I had my preference or my choice, I'd prefer to be more private.
Yeah, because at that time, when he, as Holly said so tragically early, you were, as the three of you were there in the public eye, you know, we saw you, we saw your grief.
Yeah. And I mean, it's a very interesting thing because I've had a lot of people tell me that, you know, when your dad died, I was so grief-stricken, I was crying, I was a mess, it ruined my life for a good couple of months and stuff like that. And I think people don't really realize that they're talking to his kids because he was such a big popular icon that a lot of people did share in his grief. But the way my dad raised us is to really be comforting, to help other people and to put them before yourself.
Yeah.
So we do get along and we're able to talk to people about other people and to put them before yourself.
Yeah.
So we do get along and we're able to talk to people about this.
And is it hard to grow up sort of, not so much in the shadow, but to be able to carve your own way in life? Because people will always just go, it's Prince Jackson, it's Michael Jackson's son. Is it hard to get your own identity?
It definitely is, because I do video production and most of it has been music videos, so people think that I'm a music producer, which I really am not in that field, but people do get it confused a lot.
Do you have any of it? I mean, can you sing?
I can't sing, I can't dance, I can't do any of that.
What?
There's no way I can even be a part of it. No, I've tried it and it's embarrassing.
Really?
Yeah, it's embarrassing. We can't even talk about that.